Hello everyone, I'm down at East Cliff today again because it's my favourite beach, and yesterday when I was out for a walk I saw how flat the seas were, and then I looked at the tide schedule and sea conditions, and so it's going to be really flat all week, so I came out on a higher tide than I normally would. It's 2.3 metre, and I'm here 3 hours before low tide, and I can probably already get around this because there's no waves at all. So I'm gonna see if I can get around and then have a nice look around at my first bit. Looks like we've got a fresh bit of fall here because the tide has not come in far enough overnight to wash us away. Hopefully it's not been picked over from yesterday, if it did fall yesterday, and I'll find a couple good nodules in there. I had a look through that fall and there's nothing in there, but these conditions do not bode well. Most of the rocks are, I assume, covered in sand, so there's not much material to look through today, but I'll see if I can find anything. I have to stress again, always break down the nodules completely, because someone's had to go at this and they didn't break it down completely, and there's a nice little ammonite in there. And this was just left here where they've been breaking apart shale. Now I've seen new people breaking apart the shale. You can find belemnites in this stuff, but there's not going to be anything really worth taking home if it's bigger, because when this dries it just crumbles and cracks. So if you're coming here for the first time, avoid this dark grey stuff. Go after the light grey stuff and the greeny pyrite skin stuff. Yeah, first find of the day, that one. Well, I'm definitely not going to be finding any nice big hilly nodules along here like usual. There's usually plenty of big nodules, but because of the sandy conditions, and people seem to have just completely ravaged this place yesterday because there's broken bits of shale everywhere sitting on top of rocks, and the occasional proper material broken open. But yeah, I don't have much hope for this stretch today. I'll have to hope that even the second, third and the good fourth bay have something on them. I hit this nodule open, there was one in there. It looks quite poorly preserved, and I'm not going to bother taking that home and gluing it. No, I'll leave it here where people have been smashing shale. Someone sees it, it'll be here for a few days because the tide isn't going to come in and take it, so if someone wants it, they can come and grab it. I've had a look through this second bay because there's just not much around at all, and I've managed to find a few nodules, and this one has a worn one sticking out, so I'll leave that alone and then hit the rest of these. They're all empty except for this one, which did spot a bit of keel on. It's very faint, but the camera won't focus, but you should be able to see it. Well, the tide isn't far enough out for me to get around to the next base, so I think I'm going to give this a miss for today. Turn back and come out again tomorrow when the tide is lower, because not much is really going to change. I'll probably come here tomorrow and then go to Saltwick the day after, and if Saltwick's like this as well, I'll just give it a miss for this tide cycle. Hello everyone, I've come out to East Cliff today, right after the school holidays, because I prefer to avoid those. Seems like the sea is decently active. It's full of sediment, which hopefully means it should have scoured away some of the sand and revealed more rocks to look through. I need to still get round the corner there and then see what I can find. Well, I've made it round, and from here it's not looking great, but I'll have a look along the whole beach, even if it's not great in this first section. The last section should be fine. Managed to find some nodules in this first section. There was a fallen bit of bedrock over there that I sifted through and chiseled some nodules out of the fallen bits. See if there's anything inside of these. managed to find something decent. It's broken off there, but that's an easy repair, and then the rest of it will be completely fine. Just found this worn one. It's got a tiny bit of iridescence on it, so hopefully in the centre, underneath the cap, it will have more of that. Just got a nice reveal on this one. Lost a little bit of shell there, but the rest of it's fine, and it can be done from the other side if needed. Got a nice looking little deck here, just sitting where all the rocks gather into this crevice. Yeah, that one's pretty much perfect. Actually, on closer inspection, I think this is a Perinoceras, because it's got the little tubercles or nodes coming off of it that have worn down. They're both related anyway. But, yeah, shame about the little spikes. Got this one. It's mostly revealed, just needs this bit taken off. There's a bit of damage at the mouth border, but that's fine. And that's a nice looking one. And let's just swap this little one. It's a bit worn. Focus. It's a bit worn, it's a bit damaged, but it'll be good from this side. And it's a missing one whirl at least. But still decently nice. You can see one poking out there, and see if there's any more. There's another one there that's worn, and there could be more inside of this. Had a look around this area, found a few nodules, and looks like I found myself a pathologic deck, because it's not perfectly in line. It warps over. I'm not sure if that's a pathology or a warping from geological processes. I'd like to think it's a pathology, because it's always interesting when you get pathological fossils. Yeah, it's a very interesting one. Just hit this one open. It's a miracle it didn't break. The orientation of it's completely wrong. I think it's a hildy. Can't quite tell, but it probably is. Especially with that negative, it's probably a hildy. Yeah, that's a nice little one. Nice golden colour too. Found a few more bits. Hit this one, but didn't break very well, but that'll be completely fine from the other side. Got this worn down one, and got this bit of very pyritic wood with jet. It's quite nice. They look great polished. I've come to Saltwick today because I was quite disappointed with the conditions at Eastcliff, and nice little ammonite right in the ground for me. Yeah, that's a good one, that is. Hopefully it's not blown out, because it has a texture that suggests it might be blown out, but it's not ruptured. We'll see. Look at that, another nice looking one just sitting there. Yeah, that's a fantastic one as well. There doesn't seem to be much around today, but what you do find does seem to be good. Let's see if I can find any more like this, hopefully. I've just hit this one open. There's one in there, and taken the divot out of it, but it broke off cleanly. So I have it here. That will easily glue back on. Look at that. That's a lovely looking bivalve. Oh, that's in really good condition. Original shell and all. Usually when you find these, the shell's already worn off. Oh, this is my best one of these. It's a good size too. Very happy with that. I'm at the bit round the corner now. There really isn't much around today. I found this worn down one. It was good enough to take. Got a couple of nodules. Oops. And then I just spotted this, and I'm praying that it's whole. Oh, Yeah, that's definitely all there. That's a good one. Yeah, that's a really good one. Big old deck. No, can't complain when I keep finding them of this quality, even though I haven't found that many. This is really good for this time of year. Spotted this one with a keel poking up. Hopefully that's the mouthbore there. I don't see someone's hit it at some point, but that shouldn't have damaged it. Had terrible luck with the nodules. Broke that one, broke that one, and there's a broken hildy somewhere that I tossed away. I'm gonna start heading back now. It's starting to rain and the tide will start coming in soon. Found this little one peeking out. Hopefully that's all in there. You can't really tell when it's like that, but I'm not gonna hit it. I'll just take it home. Picked up this neat little multi-block. There's 1, 2, 3, at least 3 in here. Hopefully they're all whole. Although I have my doubts about this one. It's not a fossil, but look at that. That's really nice. No one's living in there. No hermit crab. Yeah, that's really nice, and that's in really good condition. It's very nice to find. Look at what's hidden under there. Hopefully it's whole. It's not exactly whole. It's missing a large section here, but one like that you can knock off this extra bit and you still get a nice one out of it. Very pyritic as well, very good colour. Does anyone else see a nice looking Perinoceros? And it's broken in half. Oh well. I'll leave that on the rocks so it doesn't trick anyone else. Well, that's it for me for this one. Not as much around as I'm used to, but that's how it goes when you start getting into the warmer months and there's less storms and the sea's a bit calmer. This will be 2 hunts. This one's from Wednesday and the other one will be from Monday. I did Eastcliff Monday and this is Saltwick today. Anyway, see you on the next one, guys.